Hello and welcome to today's Improving Talks. My name is Daniel Scheifler. I'll be playing your host today, and with me is Raul Delgado. Today we'll be discussing the very human secrets of software project success. Raul, without much further ado, would you say a few words in introduction?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me here. This is fun. My name is Raul Delgado. I'm a tech lead on improving nearshore. I've been in the industry for 20 years now, nine with improving.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's a long way. I specialize in mobile native development, but really, well, it's just as a consultant, man, I can do whatever, you know.
It's always our wheelhouse, right? We pivot to what's needed.
Yeah, you name it.
While we were actually backstage, you were giving me a little bit more of your background. You actually mentioned that those 9 years with improving didn't quite start the way you were hoping for. Would you tell me a little more about that?
Yeah. So back in the day, it was probably 2016, something like that. I guess, yeah, it was 2016. I heard about this great place to work, like improving. And I was just recently closing one startup that didn't go well. So I was looking for places to grow. And a friend of mine that had been working here for, I don't know, probably 6 months, told me about this great place, like rating culture, rating people, like a beautiful place, right? So I applied for the Android mobile developer position. And after one interview, a great interview, and talent acquisition team was really helpful, kind, and genuine, I got rejected.
Oh,
Yes. They told me that I didn't have enough experience. Like, because let's face it, it wasn't a startup and I was doing what I loved. But professionally, like, I have two, three projects. So yeah, they suggest me to get more experience. Honestly, that stung. I felt,
I can imagine.
but I do remember at the time telling my wife, like, I got rejected, yes, but I don't think it's because of my skills. Like, if I get the chance there, I 100% assure you that I can prove them wrong and I'll be a rock star. And here I am
I
today.
mean, it's fair. It
Yeah.
sounds like your resilience served you in good stead. What'd you do during that time interval between the two to kind of fill in that experience and also demonstrate your resolve?
Well, I got called again for another project, not another position, not the Android developer one,
Hmm.
Java position. I also have experience in Java, so they took a look at my resume and they asked me to get interview with the client, everything, and I guess I did really good with the client directly because
Okay.
yes, I got hired, and I knew that was just my way. I knew that I had to move on. I knew I was gonna get what I wanted at first place, but once in there, and yeah, I started working as a Java developer.
So out of building in Java, you seem to have kept working on these various different technologies, right? Don't get shoehorned or siloed into any one of them, but pivot, be adaptable, work through these things. All those sound like tech tricks where the resilience and consistency to continue practicing is more that human side. Was there anything special you did with those clients to earn you that next engagement?
Earning the next, yes. I mean, was I was working in Java, I told my team lead, I want to work in mobile. He told me,
Okay.
"Hey, the quickest way, the easiest way is to get a client for mobile and they get you accepted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I got interview for this company that deliver assets, deliver goods in trailers, right? So
Right, right.
they interview me, and there was this device, a Bluetooth device that connected to a cell phone with a specific protocol. I remember that I didn't know about that specific protocol, but I used to work with Bluetooth,
Mm-hmm.
so I was honest, like that honest there. I told them I don't know how to use that, but I have experience. So if you let me, I can take the documentation, learn the protocol, and just start working on my own, right?
Hmm.
To my surprise, they trust me. They trust the attitude, the trust that I was willing to learn, probably my communication. And yeah, they gave me 2 weeks, 2 weeks to not dominate, but learn the protocol and start producing or at least fixing something, right? Yeah, it took me 2 weeks more or less. I relied on what I call my addiction to learning. Like I was
I like that term.
yeah, like I had to do it. I mean, I was also interested in get the part, right? Get to
Yeah.
the job. But I was like, this is a new thing. I don't know about this. I know the basics. I want to learn. Right. It was personal. So
Makes
yeah,
sense.
I got deep in. I tell you, like in 2 weeks, I had some knowledge about that. And by week four, probably, I start producing code into that app. So yeah, trust given in that, but I kind of earned it. Yeah. After that, I actually it kind of transformed the dynamic in the team because now I was the guy that learned this in 2 weeks or that dominant, no, not dominant, learned this in
Right,
2,
right.
and people will started asking me, leaning on me for
Okay.
knowledge. So yeah, it was quite fun.
So I'm going to kind of echo a couple of things back here. Correct me where I go off, but it sounds like the trick that unlocked successfully delivering this project for this client of yours was a mix of having the right guy willing to just dive in and go learn it,
Yeah,
providing real boundaries on that. Not just like, yeah, go figure it out. We'll be fine eventually. It was give me 2 weeks. Show me what you can get in 2 weeks. Otherwise, we're going to have to pivot to another solution. So
absolutely.
not only were you learning, but the company was willing to spend some money, put its money where its mouth was, and learn itself of whether this was the right course. And then it kind of created this virtuous cycle of, well, I mean, Raul was able to figure it out, and now the rest of the team knows Raul's a guy, and it fed on itself. Does that sound about right?
Absolutely, yes. It's all about expectations. It's not just to let it loose, like you mentioned. Like, okay, what you gonna do? How you gonna do it?
Mm,
And also to myself, like I was trying to prove myself that I could do this. That
mm,
it's not only that I wanted to work in mobile, that I know that I can learn some things that I don't know, that I don't skills that I don't have,
right.
and I can dominate that. So yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So I want to lean a little bit on your experience as a technology leader, a team leader on this, because what you just gave me was this is how Raul handled this and how one client trusted one dev to go out. Have you had any experience in scaling that same kind of tenacity for learning, but maybe in more of a team setting?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, well, and again, probably I'm saying more than of my weaknesses than my strengths, but
Okay.
uh, I was asked to be the lead on a new feature, well, a new way to do things on the UI element in mobile. It's
Hmm.
called Android Compose.
Okay.
And it was brand new back in the day. So everybody was starting to uh, figure out how to do things. And honestly, I have never used it professionally, not in any project. Only my free time, like build a couple of small apps. I was surprised that I've been chosen to lead that team, and it was a 4 people team,
Hmm.
all across the globe. I have people from India, Argentina, USA, and me on Mexico.
Wow, that's a very well spread out team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Different time zones, different dialect, everything was different.
Everything.
So yeah, the client I knew that this was going to be my first real implementation of Android Compose, and they trust again. They trust that I could take this to the next level.
Hmm.
So what I did in that term is that okay, guys. So we're in this together. We're all professional. I don't think that none of us has real experience with this feature, but let's just go on, take a look at the documentation, take a look at how it works, and bring back something that you want to implement, something easy, something really simple, and then let's just discuss it, right?
Okay.
So yeah, everybody got to work. We came back with few ideas. we present a POC, then an MVP. Then it really helped us to get confidence in what we were doing. Everybody was code review each other's code.
Hmm.
The discussions were really, really fun because nobody has a source of truth at that time, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun.
Okay. So kind of echoing that back, right? It was obviously the entire team understood we're entering completely unknown territory, but you gave them a structure to operate on. The everyone go pick a thing you want to go learn and a way to prove it works.
Right.
And then everyone's piggybacking on each other's learning, right? You peer review for me, I peer review for that guy. All three of us get to learn from each other as a result. How long did it take to get real results, though?
How long? So the PLC was ready within a week, probably, because it was just,
Wow.
yeah, it was just like, okay, this works. It's a proof of
Mm-hmm.
concept. This works, and we can actually implement it on the app, right? So that's quick, yeah. And between four guys, I mean, it was good. It was a good proof of concept. You have navigation, you have all the things that we needed in the UI. It
Mm-hmm.
was in the app, so yeah. But for the MVP is something that was going to be released in production. Like,
Yep.
okay, it probably is single screen being created with this,
Sure.
but it's going to be out there. Like, people's going to use it. So that took us probably 2 sprints between all
So
the
4 weeks.
thing. Yeah, because regression was a ton. Like,
I imagine.
yeah, they have to test. Like, it was a full new feature inside our app, working with things that we've never worked before. So, and in, Android world, many devices, many densities. So yeah, probably 2 sprints, but that was it. Like, that was the moment that we knew that what we did was done with quality, reviewed, tested a lot. It was working, and it was something that we learned along the way. Yeah.
Okay. So that puts me in mind of situations we're going to have teams today finding it, right? You had a geographically diverse team learning an entirely new skill set, entirely new technology to go build, frankly, functionality in a month. That sounds like what we're talking about every couple of weeks here with, the latest AI model. So I got to ask, based upon the lessons you learned from that one, what would you do if you were given a team today, said, go learn how to use this model and build a feature with it? If you're starting flat today, what would the steps like? What would you think through in doing?
You mean using AI or just a story basic?
Uh, let's talk using AI. How do you lead a team through learning to use that well?
Okay, so AI. You know, it's a boom right now. So I had in my team,
Mm-hmm.
like our team of pretty much 15 devs just for the front end side, just for the mobile app. We are
Mm-hmm.
divided in scrum cells. But we all got together when AI started booming, and we had a goal to produce as much AI code, uh, to produce as much code with AI as possible by the end of this year.
And I'm assuming this is up to, your standard quality. We actually understand what the code's doing, those
Absolutely.
kind of checks.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Not just generate AI code because we can.
Right, right.
All of the things that design patterns, architecture, scalability, you name it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first the team was really hesitated. Like, there's some doubts with AI being just a magic wand that the client
Mm-hmm.
sometimes thinks that you're just gonna get better, 100 times better, 100 times faster, just because you're using this. And on the inside in the team, people started warning like for code quality, security breaches, also job security that is still going to take our jobs. It was
Mm-hmm.
pretty back the last year, but there's still some concerns that were true in there. So what we did is like first everybody was working on their own, like prompting and doing things and playing with the tools,
Mm-hmm.
but we are all getting different results. So people start like betting against the use of AI in our code. And we try to shift that mentality. We try to get together once a week in a meeting
Mm-hmm.
and talk about what worked, like simple things, like wins of the week. with AI.
Okay.
It could be just like, okay, my AI was consistent between two prompts. Oh, that's a win. That's cool. Okay, another win. I took this class and I just prompted and it gave me the unit test. Excellent, dude. Excellent. And while the team was just stepping in and telling the stories and telling the wins, everybody started seeing like, okay, I can do that. I can get the same results or better. I can work with that, and people start getting some confidence into the use of AI. So instead of working like individually in just with a single set in mind that you need to produce code with AI, no, it was a collective effort. We start to save prompts like we did at repo of prompts, yeah.
Yeah.
So anybody could use, but it was not just like okay, copy paste the prompt. No, you have to explain what you were thinking as a dev, front end dev.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes. So, because at the end of the day, you can have the prompt, and if you don't know what you're doing and why you even designed that prompt, it's not going to work. You're not going to get the result that you want. So,
Okay.
yeah, like I mentioned, everybody pitch some wins, some challenges also, and you knew that something was starting to work. We're doing things better.
Yeah. But again, it's that you're building just enough structure to get the team to start working together on the positives, right? Like the peer reviews you had in your previous team learning Android Compose. Now you're repeating that, but it's here's my prompt and what I was thinking with it, what came out of it. As a result, the group can now benefit from that one successful guy. Now it's spawning two or three other examples of the same thing. So we know that one works, but you're building that community of learning.
Yeah. Uh, it was again, it was a team effort, and everybody was really happy when they took something that's supposed to work, analyze it, even improve the prompt, even polish the prompt, and they were getting their own results. At one time, we created a really good script that just took any mock-up image from design and it turned it into Android Compose. But now we use it.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, but now we use it daily, so it's not that impressive. It's just like, okay, the AI is gonna take this, it's gonna look, but what we were doing is like dividing step by step what a normal human will do. Like I'll take this, I will discern of the elements, all the elements in the screen, I will put it here, start constructing and do the test and whatever, no?
Yeah.
So yeah, we have really cool videos and people actually getting excited when you are presenting some results. People get excited because they are a week ago they just went out to the same feature in the same place in the code, and they know that they could be doing that. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
Okay. So I want to jump back a minute to something you'd mentioned while using the AI, that you couldn't just grab the prompt and spit it back out. If you don't know what you're doing, it's not going to be very helpful. It sounds like you're suggesting, and I think rightly so, from my perspective at least, that there's a value in the human judgment, that the consultant has to bring something beyond just I know how to code to really be useful. Could you expand on your thoughts on that a little bit?
Yeah, the human side, right?
Right? I mean, it is the whole talk, right?
Yeah, I know what you're going. So, of course, right now, I think that the best tool, AI, powerful tool, it's good for all of us, even outside IT, all the jobs that do are using it. But what I think is that the AI can go as far as you tell the AI where to go. Like, I want you to analyze this. I want to take a look at this piece of feature, this model. I want to work in that. I want you to improve that. I want you to take this image and transform it into Compose, right? That's what an AI helped me, like in my daily job. If you go as a consultant, like the way it's supposed to work, and go figure out pain points from the client, probably headaches, probably architecture, or simply put it like things that the client doesn't even know that they need to improve, that's when you can defer from the AI. The AI to me is like a great junior that is always sitting next to me and is doing what I probably won't like to do right now, like do this unit test, do this, transform this into compose or whatever. But what my focus is like the client is having
Hmm.
a product, is actually serving for the purpose, is actually relieving some pain, or making the business of the client better. I think that's powerful because us as a consultant have access to all that picture. You can talk to the client, you can
Yeah.
see what they are wanted. If a sprint goes well and the client's not happy, did it go well? Like, what's the value added, right?
Yes, no, 100%. And so we're getting into this angle where we need to have a conversation about how do we define software project success. Implicitly, the conversation started with stuff like it's on time, it's on budget, it did the things I said it had to do. It sounds like you're bringing in, and I think a more nuanced understanding of what success really has to mean. Could you say a little more on that?
Yeah, success. Well, success for improving, success for the client, personal.
Let's focus on success for like the
Yeah.
software project for the client. Why they bought it, it did it work.
Right, right. Yes, I got something like that. I used to work in this project that it was a device meant to help people with problems on their limbs. Like this device supposed to what's the name of
Oh,
that?
was this the one that was helping them with like restoring the length of limbs after broken bones?
Yeah. After broken mode. So there was this set of magnets
Hmm.
outside of, let's say, your leg, if you have a problem, an accident or whatever. And a surgeon put a nail inside your bone that could actually, with the magnets outside of it, could actually increase the length, like millimeters or just by session. And it
Hmm.
was all handled by an Android device, right?
Oh,
Interesting. So it was such a great project. The moment that I see it, it was like I want to work on that, man. I want to work on that. And the client wanted to refactor the full app. I remember that. Refactor it. It's sometimes the client doesn't want to refactor anything at all, and
hmm.
sometimes they got the idea that they need to do all over the app, right? This was the later. They wanted to redo the app. So I got
Okay.
in, I got an interview. My skill set was good. I got in, I analyzed the project, and my God, and something in me was saying like, no, we don't need to do this refactor.
Wait, hold on. Let me get that right. You, as a software consultant, came into a project that was essentially every software consultant's dream of fix all the problems. And
Yep.
you're like, I don't know that that's actually going to be what they want.
Yes, because I was thinking more in, okay, what problems are we going to solve, right?
Right.
And does this solve every problem that the client has? No. We also have new features in mind. We also have new architecture to implement everything. And I did notice that the main problem was the communication between layers in the app, right?
Hmm.
This can be refactored without the need of just going through the full whole app. I knew that this was something that the client will like to hear. Like, just go ahead and tell me what's your opinion on this. Should we do that? They wanted to do that, yes. The project started as that. We got hired to do exactly that. But at that time, I told them, like, I don't think this. Now that I got this knowledge, now that I know your product, now that I know you guys, I don't think we should go that way. And I did an MVP for that. I just fixed and refactored that part of the communication between layers.
Hmm.
And they like it. They noticed definitely some improvement in the communication with the device. And they told like, is this gonna work for the whole app? Yeah, that's the idea. That's what I'm pitching this. That's what I'm telling you. So they accept my recommendation. They were grateful for the approach. The project though was completed in 2 months ahead of schedule.
2 months
So
ahead of schedule sounds pretty good.
Yeah, but in terms of business and and profit and everything,
Yeah.
I was just getting ahead of myself. And yeah, we ended up, let's say, 2 months, probably 2.5 months earlier, and we did not continue working with that client, but that client referred us to another project.
Right.
So I like that. The trust, that strengthening our reputation. I talked straight with them. I understood the need at that time of what they told me were the problems were, and not only follow like the order that they gave me. So yeah,
Yeah, so
that's
this is an excellent example where, like, yes, I'm just going to tell the AI, go refactor the whole app and it will obey, but
a
it
little
won't
bit.
push back like the human who actually went through and said, well, what are you trying to achieve?
Yes.
Actually went and did.
I also like always, just as a side note, I also like to always prompt my AI, assume that I'm wrong.
Ooh.
If you
Okay.
tell the AI that, it is not gonna tell you all the time, like, oh, great suggestion. Oh yeah, that's good. We should be doing that. No, assume that I'm wrong. Challenge me. Like, please tell me if I'm just making nonsense of this. Okay, just go on and create a unit test that can be run in the app by a user. Dude, that's nonsense. That's crazy. I assure you
See,
that
you,
the AI will find a way to do that because you told them so.
but you're basically telling me that, so like anybody who's worked with engineers at all, you'll learn they like to argue. They especially like to argue if they think their opinion's right.
Absolutely.
You just had the AI, which we have been intentionally training to be solicitous and kind and helpful, and said, yeah, stop that. Actually, be like an engineer here.
I don't need an engineer that sugarcoats the decision, that sugarcoats architecture. I need someone to tell me that no, you're wrong, man. That's
Okay.
the way you're supposed to do it. Yeah, so I tend to do that. Oh,
I like it.
I also put a note in there that please don't make any trivial comments. Like just keep that. Talk to me professionally. Assume that I'm wrong. You're the best. I'm the best. So let's talk at that level.
There's that emerging, right? That addiction to learning. You had called it out earlier, right?
Yes.
You've got this like, no, I need this out of my tool, so I'm going to pull it back out. For some of these larger projects, you're leaning very heavily on your judgment.
Hmm.
How did you develop that? Because it sounds like something that ideally we'd have all of our software teams learning to use, to evaluate, to push back on the business requirements in a productive capacity. How'd you learn to do that?
Well, listening first.
Yeah.
Don't assume anything that uh, you foresee in a project. Like the client, no, there's this old saying that the client is always right.
Yes. The full quote is the client is always right in matters of taste.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In our field, you need to tell them what to do, how to do it, and they lean on you to do that. You're the expert, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna come to you and they're gonna ask you like, "How are we? I want this. How are we supposed to do that?" And that's what your skill, your expertise, previous jobs, even mentorship within the
Mm-hmm.
company. We get great people over there that can help you out with talking to clients and everything. And I believe that that will give you tools to talk directly with the client on things that matter. Like not only if, oh yeah, we're gonna do this sprint really well, we're gonna end with all the story points, and at the end of the day, product is happy with that, but the client and the value that you provide is like, okay, well, so you tell me that we're doing things good, right? Unless you tell them like, hey, we need a feature in which the users can do this because it's gonna increase the money that is gonna enter into your business.
Well, so in order to be able to have that conversation, though, you mean that the software engineer, the guy we're mostly talking to here, he needs to stop being so interested in blah architectural pattern and focus on what, like the user journey that people are actually going through in my app?
Absolutely. I mean, it's not all about just focusing on user journeys and focusing on the business rules.
Right.
No, it's your job to have a great architecture, great software, maintainable quality. But yeah, you need to take a look at that. You need to take a look at how the business works. If you are only implementing features because story, use cases and a user story is telling you to do that, and you don't challenge that, and you don't let product user or whoever know your opinion on this, and you're the guy building it,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're suited for that. Suited to push back, to challenge those decisions, even though it's not your job. I mean, I'm not talking about, oh, we're supposed to use a different color because this color is for warnings or whatever. No, I'm talking about this in this flow. The payment comes after taking a loan. Okay, yeah, that's how it's supposed to. No, I want to have it first. No, you can't. It's not gonna work. It's like, okay, but that's a debit card. That's not a loan. And then someone says like, we should be doing debit cards. All right, we can work on that. Let's analyze that. Let's just put money into the bank, and
Mm-hmm.
then the user withdraw and probably take a loan with that. It's somewhere understanding. And you asked me on how did I develop that, or talking with the clients, getting into uh, deep problems that they have, not only thinking about just the code, just the feature, and completing the sprint.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about communication, expectations. Yeah.
Okay. So let me kind of tease this apart. We've been talking about having someone on the development team with a strong idea of what the business gets out of this app and how all of this actually makes economic sense. I'm sold.
Mhm.
Do I need every person on the team doing that? Do I need some? Do I need my seniors doing it? What's your opinion on that?
Seniors definitely help.
Okay.
They have the best of both worlds. They know the insights of the code. They're supposed to know the business problem, right? And this is a common practice that's supposed to be used each sprint, like the sprint goal. Like, what are we doing that is creating value for
Mm-hmm.
client? You're supposed to have that in mind and work based on that. Even if someone is telling you like, okay, go fix this bug, you should have that in mind. Why am I fixing this bug?
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna help? How many users affected? Yeah, I think not all of the teammate need to have that mentality, but it
Right.
definitely helps whenever you're scaling conversation and someone tells you to do something. You can challenge that. You and not only because I want to challenge it, is because I have a better proposition. I have a workaround. I have
A better
something.
way to get that value.
Exactly value.
Okay. This reminds me of a story you were telling me while we were prepping for this about a hackathon. And it sounds like you're talking about the way you get the ideas for these hackathons, the stuff that'll matter in the long run is you have to have the business background. But can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, well, the client loves to have these annually hackathons
Mm-hmm.
in which you're supposed to do something that you're not normally uh, doing in the company. Like if you are a mobile dev, you could be doing design. You could be doing, I don't know, backend or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is just to have fun and pitch bold ideas that you usually don't get to pitch. All about the business with the client, right? It's all aligned with the business. And at that time, I was in a team that we were discussing. Well, let me just step back. It was a project that gave loans,
Oh,
and yeah, and in that project, there were from time to time
mm-hmm.
maintenance windows, right? When the app is not going to be used. You cannot make a payment, you cannot take a loan because we're doing maintenance. And it was not only because of our systems and backend, it was also because of the banks that were working with the transactions and the payments, right? So one of the bold ideas within the team was, okay, there's this new technology called Kotlin multi-platform, and our app is on Kotlin. Why don't we take every piece of code class implementation of the Android app and put it into the web? Like,
Hmm.
what? Like, because we can? No, because there are this maintenance window in which we could allow the user to make a payment through the web, or to make any movement, or to make any transaction through the web while the app was down.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. So essentially, you eliminate a major impact.
Yeah. The impact here was that we already have everything that we need. We already have the classes, we know all the endpoints, everything, all the DDOs are there. We know everything that is need to be known, and it's already code. Can we take this into the web? Yes, we can. And we did it. It didn't work, like it didn't actually like got in a feature, like we didn't get a team to work on that. But the idea of having this web platform to allow the user to pay has stuck within the client, and they like that. We won the hackathon, by the way. So
Hey, I mean, it makes sense.
yeah, it makes sense. But it was more about the idea. So nowadays we're working on that platform, not
Right.
with the same code that we do over Android, not with the same mobile code, but yes, the idea is there, it's growing, and I think it's gonna be released.
But the fact that that emerged out of your deep understanding of my customers can't get the thing they were using my app to do to get done. How do I get around that? That's
Some people,
fantastic.
some people, even in the strangest reviews, the Google reviews, we got messages as, man, they charged me, I don't know, this percentage of interest. I was on the last day, I was trying to pay, and the app was down. Like, it was
Oh.
this logo that says, right now we're running maintenance, whatever. We're supposed to do that at night, but hey, who knows? Sometimes the banks do that at day.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't pay. So
Oh, and so we got hit by the interest.
yeah.
Oh.
Come on. It was the last day. And that will allow the user, not just the client, the user, to get the money back. And the client, well, man, that's the business, getting that money back. So yeah. From different sources, you can find what is best for the value and best for the client and best for us all.
We've ranged over a wide variety of topics here, starting from your personal experience that the thing that made the difference was the resilience and the willing to stick it out and learn, to keep trying, learn a new thing. Hey, do you know this protocol? No, but I'm willing to learn. And it turns into this, which then seems to have evolved to like, yeah, by the way, that scales to teams, whether it's Android Compose or even something so strange, earth shattering, and novel as Gen AI. It's the willingness to learn, but creating an environment where that's safe to do so.
Yeah, safety.
Now, one element we've talked a couple of times about, and it's appeared in several different stories, so I'm going to call it out here, which is oddly enough improving's tagline, trust. It changes everything.
Yeah.
You mentioned not only like trust behaviors in how you were working with the medical group, like, hey, maybe this app isn't really what you need to completely refactor, but it seems to have also shown up as a background in which the learning can take place, or in which the hackathon results can turn into this entirely new business capability. Maybe not with the code you wrote, who cares, but the business learned from it. I can't think of a more human secret in this, but was trust really the thing that made the difference?
Trust. Yes, it was. But the environment to create
Yeah.
trust. The if you create an environment of trust, it flourish on their own. Like if you let people talk straight without retaliation, give ideas for bold as they can be, if you encourage people to do things differently, to think outside just the normal daily job, like this coding,
Mm-hmm.
um, and you allow this space for them to speak their minds, that is great for a team. That
Okay.
and that permeates to another teams. If you're doing it right, everybody's gonna take a look and say, like, what are they doing that is it's doing great for the business? Let's do that. Let's replicate that. That's what I take also from
Okay.
that
So I'm going
experience.
to switch hats here. I'm going from improver, I'm on board with this trust stuff, to I'm a team lead looking at it today. Economic times are tough. My people are breathing down my neck for I got to get it done. Stuff's always behind. That's how it always is. You're telling me that the way I get this to go better, faster, long term is I have to let people talk about their feelings? Is that really what we're talking about? Or is it a little more specific than that?
No, it's to let people talk about what's good for the business, what's good for the value, what's good for us as a team.
Yeah.
It can start just with the basic discussion in a code review, like, why are we doing this? Who told us to do this? We're not supposed to be reviewing this. Why are we doing that? Okay, let's
And
go
I'm
back.
assuming it has to be answered by something more than because I had a story to do it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. I know that you have a story. Otherwise, what the hell are you doing right here?
Right.
Right? But let's go ask product. What are we going to? What are we getting back
What's
from
the
you?
value in doing it? Okay.
Yes. And if product tells you, okay, this other legal department told us to do that because they need to, then you go back and then escalate that and ask. Just ask. Because if you are really free and you have this environment of trust and safety, you can just go ask. Nobody's going to tell you, oh, what the hell are you doing? Or why are you doing these questions to me? I don't know about that. Go to the next person, right? No, it's about challenging what needs to be done. Like not just talking about feelings and how to improve that.
That was a little bit of an exaggeration. I hear you.
I know.
So echoing this back, right? It sounds like the thing you're suggesting we need to do is to create the space for the developers to do more than write code. Which means if all I'm measuring them as like their team leader on is how many lines of code did you get done, how many stories did you close, how fast did it take, I'm hurting the ability of the company to get all the value it could out of its engineers.
Yeah.
So off the cuff, what would you suggest as a measure of this? This is how I know we're heading in the right direction.
Velocity based on the value of the client, yes.
So based on the value, how do I measure that?
How manage it? Yeah, it's not about, let's say, it's not about dollars, not about the business, like the end of the business or that part of the conscious capitalism. Mm-hmm. It's about the client needs. Are they met? Yes. How many sprints did it take to do that? You can take that as a velocity. And if you somehow, like you just mentioned right now, you leave that code core part of the developer side and you focus into this value, this understanding of the business and everything, you're talking about what we're going to do into the future. Like, we're going to leave that code part to the AI. We're going to leave it. Like, you do this. I'll tell you why we need this. I'll go with product. And I'm not talking about being a product manager or just creating user stories. No, it's understanding that, putting it into architecture, putting it into your mind, and tell the AI how to do it. It's hard to measure, yes. We have some techniques, like I told you, if we tend to estimate the value of a feature and then go against the hours that we took, yeah. But well, it's experience, man.
I believe that.
Yeah, it's a good touch. It's human side.
Okay. And we already mentioned that the kind of people we'd want to coach into looking more at the business impact of code are definitely going to be our seniors, because the juniors and the mid are still in the right place when they're looking at, how do I make this code high quality? How do I make it effective? Maybe at the mids, we start talking about cost effective. Did it take this amount of time versus that amount of time to do it? Because a lot of this, as you just mentioned, we're going to hand off the translation of do this, translating the do this in code. That's going to be the AI's part. We need to figure out the what, how matches best with our why.
Yeah, that's correct. I believe so, because as a senior, you know about the architecture, you know about how to handle millions of users at the same time, concurrency, analytics, auto errors. You know how to be ready for any breach of security. You know that as senior, and you also know the code, and you also supposed to know the business. We can leave that part of the code to the AI juniors, people that are gonna that are learning how to do things, and they are also suggesting how to do things with new edge features, right? But yes, pretty much we need to focus on those sides, spend some time trying to understand what we're doing, what the client wants, what everything revolving around the coding is.
So we're getting close to our end time here. I want to give you the chance to kind of wrap up. If you had one takeaway You wanted everyone who's sitting here listening to us and is hopefully burning with interest in what you've got. What is the one secret, if you had to start a fresh new team today, that you would start practicing immediately to lean in on this human element for successful software projects?
Understand what you are doing things.
Understand why. Okay.
I think I've said in this conversation value probably 100 times now. But yes, what brings to the table, what your code is doing, even to the end user, to your client. What's the deal with your code? What are you creating? It's not just about the code.
Not just about the code. It's about figuring out why it mattered. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a Improving Talks conversation with Raul Delgado. Widely experienced. Thank you, Raul, for sharing your experience, your insights on the human secrets to software project success.
Thank you for having me, man. Human secrets. I talk most of AI, so yeah.
And it's especially how humans should be using it. I appreciate the time, sir. Thank you.